Hi, everybody. It's Adam Abbott here, and I just feel great today. And I'd like to share that feeling with you and how come maybe it's occurring and how you can all share in it as well. I suspect that many of you might, right now, if you're watching this within the day or two that it's created, you may be feeling the same energy as we're in the waxing cycle of the moon. That means the moon's getting fuller. Our energy is going up. And it's getting close to Thanksgiving, and everybody's hustling and bustling around, and the weather's a little colder. We got to move quickly. And we finally got our first cold front in Florida in the middle of November. So now I'm actually able to wear a long sleeve. I just want to share the happiness that we can focus on being creative instead of complaining. Create instead of complain. That's my topic for today. And all of these topics that I raise are in order to help you, and they're because there are things in me that need to be corrected as well. So please do not look at my life and the things that I do after posting this video and say, "You're a hypocrite. Look what you just did on Facebook. Look what you just said." Well, yeah, I admit that. I do slip in and out of this wonderful awareness that I try to share with you and that I affirm by making these videos. And I fall into the old patterns of complaining about the way things are. Complaining about the fact that the electric companies have a monopoly over us and can charge us whatever they want. The insurance companies for car insurance are doing the same thing. Maybe not a monopoly, but they're all charging too much. And us, the people, are making that happen also by doing a bunch of claims where there really doesn't need to be. You know, I had a little bumper 3 years ago with somebody that stopped in the middle of an intersection unexpectedly, and I, like 5 miles an hour, hit the back of their car with no damage to either vehicle. And they were a block away from their job at the hospital, and instead of just going down there and checking it out in case there was an injury, they pulled over the side of the road and had to be taken in ambulances to the hospital that was just down the street. Create a huge giant claim out of something that neither one of them were hurt over. This is what makes our insurance go up, is all the opportunists that see this as a money-making opportunity, and meanwhile it's costing everyone too much money. So that's just a side note there, that we are creating these things. And directly or indirectly, we're creating them. But instead of complaining about all of this stuff, how can we be creative? How can we be creative about our electric bill that takes up $250 or whatever it is every month? And the fact that there's no choice. I live in the Sunshine State where we don't use solar, where every single property here in this state could be generating their own electricity, and there will be no need for the expensive power grid that blows down every time a hurricane comes through, and very inefficient form of distributing electricity when it can be produced on site, every community, every house in a rural area like where I live can be producing their own electricity. So instead of complaining, let me work towards seeing solar power being installed affordably and efficiently on my property. Organize your community if you live in an apartment complex to, push for getting that done, taking those homeowner or rental fees or membership fees and creating a community energy program with backup generators and battery storage. And nowadays, the prices of all that stuff is affordable. And there's no reason we should be dependent on the electric grid. We should cut them all off. There's one example of being creative and proactive in your life that we can do in order to, instead of all the energy and time we waste posting and complaining about stuff. Now, politics. I don't know how we're going to get half the country to stop voting against the benefit of themselves. Because all you'd have to do is wave a flag and say, support our troops and make America great again. And boom, they're right on it. They'll vote for anything, no matter how destructive it is to our society and to all the people in our society. They'll vote for the agenda of the controllers of our planet instead of to see behind that. So how do we change that? That's something we're going to have to do internally. I really don't think that the political fighting and all that is going to help. We can internally change and see all of that. We can internally have the conversations with our family and friends that we know that we can't get through to on any level that makes any sense. And they think the same thing about us, with labels and name calling and generalizations about each other on each side that are never ever going to come to a middle solution. And this is what we need to see in our personal work. We need to see these conversations happening in a peaceful and loving way, and actually have these conversations in our creative visualization while we're in meditation. And it's separate from meditation because you're actually thinking of something. It's more like a creative visualization in a state of meditation. You get to the state first, then you do the visualization of the conversations of all these people that you have a conflict or a need a resolution with, and have it all work out. Now, sometimes particulars and details of the conversation are not going to be worked out, so go to what is the energy that these people want. What is the color that pops into your head that they desire? And that you send to them. Send to them that bright green color that they want, or whatever color pops into your mind. It might be swirling multicolors that sparkle that they desire. And see them filling up with these colors that you are sending through you to them. They can be all around you in a circle, all these people, all these situations, all these conflicts, a court case, whatever it may be. Put them all around you while you're in this state. See what the energy and the color of the energy is that they want from you, and give it to them. And watch them fill up with it, and watch them become happier and happier as they receive this color from you. And they begin to rise in their happiness. They begin to float, and they begin to disappear into their bliss that you have just given them. Magically, when it comes time to actually confront these people and these situations in 3D, you will be amazed at how smoothly and quickly they are automatically resolved, as long as you get yourself out of the way and know that it's already handled. So create instead of conflict. Create instead of complain. This is what we are. We are creators who bestow. We don't complain. We don't affirm lack. We don't affirm ignorance. It's really hard because it's all around us in our 3D perception. But our five senses are so limited. This is only the material world that our five senses really sense. And there's more senses going on. Our feelings, our intuitions, the vibes that we get, that's beyond the five senses. But those are also affected by the things that our five senses feed us, the information coming through the five senses. So let's use that by, instead of paying attention to the five senses, elevating ourselves to a spiritual state through meditation and visualization, and start feeling the senses beyond the five senses. Start to tune in to other feelings, other sensations, other frequencies, other guidance, and be creative, not complaining. Create, don't complain. That's it for today. Thank you, everybody. I love you much. I hope that you benefit something from this, as I do, as I have to remind myself every day. I'm on the battlefront. And the reason I do these videos is because they are like a shield and an armor for me. They help boost my remembrance of who I and what I really am by sharing them with you. And that, I thank you so much for that opportunity to be able to do this and strengthen myself at the same time. Happy day, everyone. Many blessings. Keep it up. Keep on keeping on. And together we can do this. Bye.